Hello everyone. So today we will study about Roman numerals. So what are Roman numerals? Roman numerals are a numeric system which is represented by a combination of Latin alphabet letters. Now can you see most common Roman numerals? Okay, now number 1 stands for I. Okay, so the Roman numbers for 1 is what? I. You have to remember all these Roman numerals. Now for 5 we have to write V. For 10, we will be writing X. For 50, we will be writing L. For 100, we will be writing C. For 500, we will be writing D. And for 1000, we will be writing M. Okay, now we will discuss the rules for writing Roman numerals. You have to remember all these rules.
So students, one more time I have written the most common Roman numerals. Okay, now I is equals to 1. For 1 we are writing I, or I is equals to 1. Now V is equals to 5. X is equals to 10. L is equals to 50. C is equals to 100. D is equals to 500 and M is equals to 1000. Now let's discuss the rules for writing Roman numerals. You have to see all the rules and you have to remember all these rules properly. Okay, now number 1 rule is I, X and C can be repeated up to 3 times in succession to form the number. Now let's see how it will work. Okay, now 3 times you can write I. This is correct. But if you write 4 times I, this is not correct or this is invalid. Similarly, you can write X how many times? 3 times you can write. But if you are writing 4 times, this is not valid. For C also 3 times you can write. But if you are writing 4 times, it is invalid. I hope you all have understood this first rule. So let's start the second rule. Now second rule is numerals of the same values are added. Okay, let's see. If suppose for example we are having I. So what we will going to do, as all the 3 values are same, so since I stands for 1, so we can write 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is 3. So for I, the value is 3. Similarly, if we are having X, so we will write, since X is equals to 10, so 10 plus 10 plus 10 is equals to 30. Since C is equals to 100, if we are having 3C is equals to 100 plus 100 plus 100 is equals to 300. I hope you all have understood the second rule also. Now number 3rd rule is the value V, L and D are not repeated. It means we have to write V, L and D only how many times? 1 time. If we are writing 2 times, it will be invalid. Okay, for example, If 1 time we are writing V, this is valid. If 2 time we are writing V, this is invalid. Similarly, L 1 time if we are writing, this is valid. But if we are writing 2 times, 3 times, this is invalid. Similarly, D also 1 time, this is fine. But if we are writing 2, 3, 4 times, this is invalid. I hope you all have understood the third rule. Now, number 4th rule is, if the larger value is written first, followed by the smaller value, then we will add. Okay. So if the larger value is written first, followed by the smaller value, then we will add. Okay, let's discuss this with the help of an example. For example, okay, now suppose if it is written Vi. Now you know the value of V is 5 and the value of I is 1. It means V is greater and I is smaller. So this was the rule. If the bigger value is written first or larger value is written first, followed by the smaller value, it means if the bigger value is written first, then the smaller value is written, then what we will going to do, we will simply add these value. Now the value of V is 5 plus value of I is what? 1. 5 plus 1 is what? 6. So Vi is equals to 6. Now let's see one more. If we are having Xi, again X is equals to 10 and I is equals to 1. Here also X is bigger or larger than I. So simply we will add these values. So the value of X is what? 10 plus the value of I is 1. 10 plus 1 is 11. So Xi is equals to 11. Like this we will solve. If the bigger value is written first, then the smaller value is written, then we will simply add the values. I hope you all have understood this rule also. Okay, now number 5th rule is, if the smaller value is written first, if the smaller value is written first, followed by the larger or bigger value, followed by the larger value, then we will subtract the larger value with the smaller value. Okay, let's see this with the help of one example. Okay, for example, now suppose if we are having IV. Now we know the value of I is 1 and the value of V is 5. Now the smaller value is written first, followed by the bigger value or larger value. Then what we will going to do? We will subtract these value. Now how we will subtract? Firstly, we'll write the value of the bigger number, then subtract with the smaller value. Now V is equals to 5 and I is equals to 1. We will subtract like this. So how we will subtract? We will write the value of the bigger value, we will write first, then we will write the smaller value. So 5 minus 1 is what? 4. So I and V is equals to 4. One more we will see, XC. Now X is equals to 10 and C is equals to 100. Again smaller value is written first, followed by the bigger or larger value. Then how we will subtract? Firstly, we will write the value of bigger number or bigger value, then subtract with the smaller one. So c is equals to 100 minus x is equals to 10 is equals to 90. So xc is equals to 90. So just remember, if the smaller value is written first, then bigger value is written, we have to subtract. And how we will subtract? We'll write the value of the bigger value first, subtract with the smaller value. I hope you all have understood this rule also. Now number 6 rule is, if we have to write the numbers beyond 10, means after 10, we should write the number 10 or groups of 10 and then number 1 to 5 and so on, 1 or 5 and so on. Like this one example I have solved, like 12. How we will break this number? 10 plus 2, because already we have discussed this rule, we will try to break the numbers in 10 or group of 10. Okay, now 12 is equals to 10 plus 2. Now 2 again we can break 1 plus 1. Okay, now 10 is equals to x, 1 is equals to I, and 1 is equals to I. So for 12 we will write xii. Now suppose we are having 23. Now how we will break this number 23? So we will break in 10 or group of 10. Now 20 we can write as 10 plus 10, and 3, simply I have written 3. One more time I will break this number, 10, 10. Now 3 can we write 1 plus 1 plus 1? Okay, now for 10x, again for 10x, for 1 I, 1 for I, 1 for I. So for 23, xxii. I hope you all have understood this rule. Now one more rule, number 7. The number higher than number 40 are formed as. Firstly, I will explain how to write 40. Now if we are writing 10, 10, 10, 10, this is correct. This is invalid because we can write 10 up to only 3 times, but this is number 40. So how we will write this number? Okay, can we write 40 as 50 minus 10? 50 minus 10 is equals to 40. You know why I am writing like this? Because we know that L is equals to 50 and X is equals to 10. We know both the values of these alphabets. That is why I have written like this, because this rule we can't use over here. Okay, now 50 minus 10, that is 40. Now just remember, when we are subtracting, the second value we have to write as first value, and the value which is written before subtraction we have to write like this. So 40 is equals to XL. Now 41, how we will write 41? Firstly, we can write 50 minus 10, that is 40, plus 1, 41. Now again, how we will write this number? Since subtraction is there, 10 stands for X. Since subtraction is there, then 50 is equals to L and 1 is equals to I. Now how we will write 42? 50 minus 10 plus 1 plus 1. So X, L, I. I hope you all have understood how to write these numbers. Now students, I hope you all have understood these 7 rules. Just remember all these rules. And one more thing I wanted to tell you all, just remember, I is equals to 1. 2 times I is written is equals to 2. If 3 times I is written is equals to 3. I and V is equals to 4. V is equals to 5. Then VI is equals to 6. VI is equals to 7. VI is equals to 8. Ix is equals to 9 and X is equals to 10. So just remember all these values, so it will be easy for you all to solve the questions. Thank you so much for listening me patiently, nicely. Thank you, my dear students. Have a great day.